The purpose of this video is to introduce some basic command prompt and file system handling skills which we need here in programming. So the first thing we're going to do is open a command prompt. So my Windows users are going to type the Windows logo key, which is going to call up this panel, and you're going to type CMD. Mac users are going to do basically the exact same thing, except you're going to press Control Spacebar and then the word terminal, because this is a command terminal. Now, once we're here, what do we do with this exactly? Let's see about it. So the command prompt lets you project your commands into the operating system, get things up and going. And the command prompt sort of looks a little bit intimidating with its sort of whole black thing and so on. So I'm going to make it start to look a little bit more cheerful with some good colors here. Make ourselves a little bit happy with the work we're doing. So anyway, I think that looks more cheerful in my opinion. Now a basic command is CLS, which is clear screen. And we want to make a Python program. So I'm going to say mkdir. mkdir is make directory. Make directory. A directory is like a little box in the file system. And into this little box, you can put files, which are the containers of information in your computer, like your Word document, resume, or something. So that's make directory. So write that down. That's one of your important commands you're going to be working with all the time. So let's go and use it. So mkdir. Oh, actually, first of all, we have to understand the directory structure. Now you see here, starting from my root, which is the C, letter C in Windows, that's a drive volume, that's a hard drive. Mac doesn't really have the concept of drive volumes. They have a flat system. In Windows, it's more hierarchical. But my Windows users, you're going to do the following. And Mac, this would probably say something like /home/ whatever your username is. But whatever it says, Windows or Mac, you can type CD for change directory, and you can type .. Or my Mac users, I suppose, could say CD home to get to their home directory. That wouldn't work here in Windows. So I'm going to say CD .. Now look here at my command prompt. Instead of C Windows System 32, it is now just Windows. So I'm going to do that once more. In fact, I can press the up arrow key on my keyboard. That'll repeat my previous history of commands. Press enter. I am now at the root of my file system. I'm at the very bottom or top, I guess, however you visualize it, of my file system. Those are all my files. Now I want to type mkdir, and I want to make a directory to put my code in, so I'll just call it lab_python. Because I have labs for other languages, I like to keep them all together. I'll say lab Python. You can call it whatever you want, just remember what it is. I will now see here from my command prompt, I see that I'm still in the root. I've made the directory, but I have not changed into it yet. I haven't gone there yet. So the next command we need here is cd, or change directory. Change directory, change into a directory. So here I'm going to say cd, well, that would work, or chdr, that would work too. lab_python. Now here I don't have anything because I don't have anything yet because I haven't made a program there. So now I'm going to make my first simple Python program, and I will use Visual Studio Code for our work going forward. But just for right now, just for our very first program, let's use a simple text editor like Notepad. So I'll type Notepad. And I'll type the name of some file such as Python program 1. Now, you guys on Mac, you do not have Notepad. So my Mac users, what you have is TextEdit. So Mac users, you're just going to type TextEdit instead of Notepad. But same thing. Or any other text editor you like to use is fine. All right, I'm keeping my eye on the chat box. I don't see any indication of questions or comments. Hopefully everybody is keeping along pretty much okay. Now, this is just the first time you're seeing this, so if it's not making too much sense yet, just hang around with it and soon it will make a lot of sense. Right, so now I'm going to make this program called Python program1.py. So now I have an empty file, and what was one of the things that I saw over in my tutorial? So anyway, in a couple of minutes when this video is here, I'll go and post the video if you want to go and review this later. But we're just going to type print. So this is a Python command, print. It's a method in Python, and methods take parameters. So our thing to print is hello world. So let's go and do that together. So we'll say print, open and close the round brackets. And then what do we want to print? I'll just say hello class. Now I'm going to save my file. So I'll say file save, file save. And if I type a dir listing, I now see that my program is right there. And I could use a DOS command called type if I wanted to check what's there by dumping it out to the command terminal. Say type Python pyth. If I tap the tab key, right, the tab key, you know what the tab key is? I'll show it to you. So you see that's the tab key right there. I'm pointing my camera at it. And I'm just going to tap it. And when I tap it, then this line will auto-complete out. See that? All right, let's keep going. All right, I don't see any questions or comments, so now let's run the program. So first of all, we're going to finish this type command just to examine it. And that's what we entered in there, print hello class. Now to get that to run, we do the following. We say Python, which is the name of our language interpreter, and then we type the name of this program we want to run, which is Python program1.py. Let's press enter and see what happens. And now the program is running, and now we've successfully demonstrated running a Python program, editing it in a text editor, and running with the command line. We're not going to do this again, right? We're going to go use Visual Studio Code now, but I want you to have the experience of seeing it the first time of how it works. Let's drop a visual of this into our PowerPoint so we can remember it if you need to refer to it later. All right, I'm going to wrap up my video now, and we're going to move on and do some slightly more complicated and interesting programs. When the video is ready, which will probably be 20 minutes, I'll link it up to your tutorial document.